So no theatrics today. Those videos take me a long time, by the way. And for some reason, I don't get any subscribers on them. I think it's because people they want to be coddled in the market. The more and more I do this, the more I realize that especially noob traders, people that are just starting and really have no idea what's going on around them, they really want to just be in a safe space that everybody's bullish or everybody is there for them and tells them things that they want to hear. It's actually like a very immature way to be, but that's the way our society is. They don't want to be faced with hard truths. They don't want to be told that they made the wrong decision. They don't want to be held accountable for any decisions they make on their own. They want to blame it on everybody else. That is the world we live in. And I've realized that through doing this page for 7 months now, there's 5 months now, whatever it is, I've realized that I'm not going to get subscribers by telling people the truth. Now, I can only tell the truth. So what I've thought about is, well, I can't lie to them. I'm not going to just tell them, hey, it's good, it's grand, it's gold, it's everything you need it to be. Have the diamond hands and you will be set free. You are the king of your world. You are the queen of your sea. I'm not going to tell you that. And then I get a fucking phone call. Shut up. Potential spam, too. Unreal. Getting me out of sync here. What was I even saying? Unbelievable. Am I going to have to start it over again? What was I talking about? Yes. So what I have to do, since I can only tell the truth, is I have to go through my watch list every day. And now this is going to make me better anyway. This is what you should be doing. This is what a watch list is for. You go through your watch list and you look at you do the change percentage. So here, I'll show you now. This is what you do. You get a list of all the stocks. You have to start somewhere, even if it's 5 stocks on your watch list. TradingView is probably the best platform. If you use it, that is what you can do this on. But I'm sure whatever you look at your watch list on, you can do the same operations. You just have to figure it out. But what I like to do is I do change percentage. So I hit this, change percentage. For some reason, it gives me these random stocks up here that are kind of out of sync. But as you can see, it gives me all my red ones from the size. Like if it's 50% down, it'll be at the top and then all the way down to 0.01% red. Then it'll give me the ones that were even on the day, and then it'll get me the ones that were green. So this is a good, for me, this is smart to do. Because you can go through them real quickly and you could start at a specific point. Let's say it's the ones that ran the most on the day, and you could start tracking them a little bit closer, maybe move them to a different list, close watch, whatever you want to do. But you can at least, it gives you a better idea instead of just having a jumbled up all over the place watch list. You want to keep it organized, keep it clean, keep it clear, so you could see it and you know, all right, this one's running, this one's tanking. Then if you find something that is down on the day, is it near a level of support? Are they diluting? Maybe it's going to come back up. Is there going to be some relief here? Is there going to be a dead cat bounce? Am I catching a falling knife? Then you go to the green ones and you say, okay, is it overextended? Is it overbought? Is it above my middle Bollinger Band? Is the RSI too hot? Is there too much of a spike on that day? Or is it just getting started? Are they diluting or not? What is their, you ask yourself all these questions and you boil it down to a close watch, and then you use that for the next day. Now, why this has anything to do with me telling the truth is I'm going to have, if I want more subscribers on this page, I realize I'm going to have to find stocks that I'm bullish on. And the reason why I even started this page is because I realized everybody's just a pumper. They're bullish on everything, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of these stocks are already ran pretty high, or they're paid promoters, or they're in a bag that they're trying to get out of. And I saw all the lies, and that's why my slogan is only the truth will be told. So what I've been doing is I've been coming on here and I've just been going with hot stocks, ones that are getting a lot of eyes, a lot of interest. And a lot of those are going to be bad charts. So whenever I attacked a stock and I said, oh, this is going down, this is about, Now, I think 11 out of 11 of those stocks that I was really, really bearish on and took the time to tell people to get the hell out. Phil, one of them, 23 to trip 8. BIEI, trip 9 to trip 3. HVCW, 0.0011 down to trip 3. The most recent one, GNS, 750 down to now near 5. I mean, everything that I am on that I'm like, wow, this is going to go to hell, it does. But people don't want to listen. They, like I said, they want to be fondled. They want to be taken care of. They want to have their little safe space and their little nook with their whole race, with only their race and only their creed and only their type and only their binary biological makeup, whatever the hell the kids are talking about these days. It's infuriating. I can't believe that nobody wants to listen to wisdom, but they'll learn. And I can't teach those type of people. Those people don't want to learn. They're too prideful. They have no idea what the hell's going on. I've been talking to people that think they're going to get a cash dividend from a scam NFT company. What? Like, these people just, they don't have listen, most people aren't supposed to be trading. A lot of people are gambling with a couple $100. They're just doing it for fun, fine. But if you're going to sit there and you're going to tell me that you're some type of savvy investors that know what the hell you're talking about, and then you're going to tell me you're going to get a cash dividend on a fucking NFT, honestly, I'm trying not to curse on the show, but shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up and learn, because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You really don't. You really have no idea what you're talking about. So, if you want to learn, and you're one of those people watching, which I'm sure you're not, because you're out in some other board trying to get, oh, please somebody tell me what I want to hear. I don't like the truth. I don't even know what a convertible note is. But this one sounds good, up 1,800%, because everybody be talking about it. Honestly, it's infuriating, because I hate to see people lose money. I want people to learn. I want to teach people, but a lot of people just are unteachable, or they just don't care. They don't want to learn. They're from 2020. They think everything goes up. Stocks only go up. All right. Well, that's why you'll never make it. And a lot of people don't have the IQ to make it. And a lot of people in the market, I've realized, are very low IQ. Their profile picture is there, them sitting smoking a blunt, like in baggy ass shorts and a triple X tall tee, like sitting in probably a Scat Pack Dodge Charger that they're paying 35% AP. Those people just, they're not there. They're not going to, I can't help those people. They're going to lose anyway. But for the people that are subscribed to me already, that are going to find me, that are going to listen, yes, I have to find stocks that I'm bullish on, because if I don't, I'm going to do all this work for 8 hours and I'm not going to get any subscribers. But that's my rant about my own life. What you need to focus on is getting a watch list, getting a bunch of stocks on it, and every day put your change in, so it gives you the percentages up and down in good columns, and go through them. Just click on the top one, go down, look at the chart, go down, look at the chart. That's what I do with every single one. There's a lot of them, but it takes time. But that's how I'm able to compile my list now. So it's gonna be a lot more honed in, and you'll be able to come to my page and be like, okay, these are going to be picks that he is bullish on, instead of kind of going all over the place, which I do agree with that even more. But that's basically what we're going to do moving forward. This is how you set up a watch list. This is the best platform to do it on, in my opinion. And make sure you're putting in your change percentage to get an organized view, and just go through every one, learn charting, learn just a specific 3 type of indicators. Mine are RSI, Bollinger Bands, and MACD. You don't need to get over sophisticated with it. Listen, trading doesn't need to be extremely complicated. It's actually, if you master one thing, it can be pretty simple if you stick to a strategy, especially your 10% down, 30% up, or whatever you want to, whatever parameters you want to put in place. But people overcomplicate it, or they just don't try at all. They don't learn TA. They don't learn how to read a financial statement. They don't even know what OTCmarkets.com is. They don't know anything. They're just going with what everyone's saying, because again, they think it's 2020 meme stock world, and they think that no matter what they buy, it's going to go up. But these people will learn, and they will be destroyed like the rest of them. But that's how you set up a watch list. Make sure that you're doing this every single day. Every time you see a hot stock, add it to the watch list, because you might not trade it for a year, but eventually you might. So that's my introduction. Now jumping into the stocks, I'm not even going to break this up because my upload speeds have been absolutely ridiculous lately. Um, Literally, it takes me 8 hours to make a video, which is like a full day job considering I go to the gym for 4 hours a day, basically most days. And then I wonder why I'm tired. But, you know, I'm working 12-hour days for no reason. I don't get any financial gain from this. I'm not making any more money for this. Obviously, I'm trying to get my page off the ground, but yeah, I wanted to teach people. People just don't want to listen. It's actually unreal. I can't believe the amount of people from doing this that are just like so lost. It's sad, you know. It's sad to see people in such a bad state of mind. All right, so now I'm just gonna have to plug these in. We're going to start off with AHRO. This is one that I brought up yesterday, and let me just make sure. And I mean, I love the fact that it's going to be. Come on, man. See, this is this. You know, you're just going to have to deal with it if you're watching. You're just gonna. You're not going to subscribe anyway, so who even cares? Come on, man. Why and why? Why? You know, why? I just sometimes with technology, I just don't understand why does it want me to die? You know what I mean? Why does it want me to cry? Why does it want me to want to hurt myself? You know, it doesn't make any sense. I can't even get I can't even okay. Can you put Okay, there, I got it. But you see how annoying this shit is? Look at all the lines all over the screen. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? It's just like, am I even gonna, is this gonna look right? Who knows, you know? Let me just put, let me hope, let me see. Well, we're going to wing it. We're going to give it a shot. We're going to start it with AHRO. If this doesn't work, then you'll probably never hear from me again because I'll split my nails off and suck the blood out and probably bleed out and die. AHRO, this is one that pulled back pretty hard here. I mean, I was telling you, somebody was giving me a call up top here. I was like, nah, like it's way too overbought. But that's why you never want to take tips just from what you hear on the internet. Half the time it's bullshit. It's not real. Or they're like already in at a much lower price and they're just trying to get volume. So they're going to go tell people to tell other people so that they can get volume to sell into. Not saying that's what that person was doing, but at the same time, don't just take a tip, see it up 100%, go to the boards and get everybody being like, it's going to $1, and then believe it. No, use your own common sense. Wait, look, I waited, obviously, would never buy anything even up here. You got to show me some type of reversal, and that's why I brought up this stock, is because now it's back to the trend line. You're even oversold under your bottom, under your band. But I look at these and I'm not loving it. So I want to see some type of, maybe a little bit of a reversal candle here, something like small that just shows that the price is kind of leveled out and it might be due for a bounce. But I'm not just going to catch a falling knife. The way to do that is to find a little bit of a green candle here, wait for a bounce, and then sell it a day later. At least that's in my strategy. Gamble. This one has been incredibly oversold. I think they did a reverse split. This is one that was running probably pre-Super Bowl hype. I believe it is a gambling stock. There was also a bunch of gambling was just running like a mug right before the Super Bowl, which makes sense. I think they do that pretty much every year, so just keep that in mind for the future. But then, of course, they run it, they dump it, and then they do a reverse split. I mean, these companies are just trash. All these companies are mostly trash. They don't have shareholders. They don't have shareholder value in their best interest. But the reason why I bring up this chart is because it is getting oversold here. I mean, like, you're just tanking to oblivion. You were just at over $20. Now you're at $4. You're down like an incredible amount from the peak. And usually just watch for reversal. Like I said, wait for a small green candle that's going to give you a push off this bottom. That's the time to buy. It just happened recently with Boyle today. Boyle was down incredibly, kind of looked exactly like this. You get these three red candles going down, and then boom, you get a little bit of a reversal. But you just have to get in and get out. don't, because if you don't, it's probably going to keep going down. I mean, it's just with these stocks that go up and down like this, I usually, if I catch the bottom, I'm not trying to sell too much further off of it. You know what I mean? It's just like the way it is for me. I'm not trying to like, I'm going 10% rule, 30% rule. The way you do that is if you get let's say you catch 30% in a week, which isn't that hard to do. It's a lot harder to catch 100% in a day, right? So you're going to have to find a lot of random 100% runners. They don't happen all the time, okay? They might seem like that because you see them trending, but to catch 100% is a lot harder than to catch 30%, and then that's 90%. Then what? Now you have 10% losses just to get back to even. So you can afford to take a couple losses and then catch another couple 30%, whatever. But you're gradually going to make money over time. People just don't stick to strategy. They want the world, they want the moon, and it's not the moon, it's the space in between, like I always say. A WSRC, but this might be a good time to buy. Keep it on your watch list. WSRC. I brought this one up because it is coming back. Now, look, it's red. It's not looking good, but the reason why I'm not bearish on it is because it's oversold. You're coming back down to this line of support. Then you got this line of support. And you got this line of support. But you are almost on your first one, which the bottoms are very close to this. You're completely oversold. I mean, it's just it's just reverse it. If you had 3 big green candles, I would be selling, just like if I have 3 big red candles. Now, unless the worst news of all time came out, which I'm not sure on this stock. Again, I'm just showing you the TA. You have to do the research into why. And again, you're going to want to see some type of reversal candle at the bottom here. You don't want to just buy it, but you might want to take a starter at this support. If that's maybe you scale in. Maybe you take a starter here, you take a starter there, and then you take your final position there. Maybe that's your bit. Maybe you put in $1,000 here, $2,000 there, $3,000 there. You know, that's a way to do it. Or you find a reversal candle and then you buy. But this could be coming back into a buy zone. EMGE. Look, I mean, you know, I saw this other guy posting about this. Somebody that's also near my amount of subscribers. The most boring person I've ever. I can't. But see, these people, these guys. They have boring ass shows. They're not funny. Their voices are annoying. It looks like they haven't been outside in years. And they pump stocks. They make people feel good. They do find winners sometimes. And this was a winner. But at the same time, you know, he never said to sell. He's not on there saying this, saying that. He's saying the government is buying their computers. The government is. Okay, dude, you know, whatever, dude. It's a dilutive pink sheet scam company. Come on, dude. You gotta buy it and sell it. If you don't, look at this shit. Look at this shit. This is almost every penny stock. This right frickin' here. Okay, this right frickin' here is every penny stock. The ones that you hear a lot about. This is when you hear about them. This is when you forget about them. And the next one, but here's the thing is, you get them, you hear about them, and that's why you hear about them, because they're overbought. You don't hear about them when you're down here, so that's why you keep a watch list. Now I'm seeing... Okay, it came all the way back down and finally filled this gap. It might even fill this gap at 0.0. It's right there. So that would be my buy-in for tomorrow. I'd be looking at 3.3 to 3 and oversell into the high 2s. That's when you buy the stock. Not up here when everybody's talking about it. Now, if this is a NASDAQ stock and the market is bullish, that might, and they have revenues, and it's a real company with a CEO that actually it doesn't work at a gym, then, you know, you might have a chance for a continuation. Or if it's a good year in the market, you might get you. But this is what they usually look like. You're tanked back down to these gap fills. This is the time to buy for a relief bounce. I don't think, I mean, it's down like God only knows. People just get trapped, and then they get down here, and then they're like, oh my God, I'll never get my money back, and then they don't. Buy at the correct time. Buy low, sell high, not the opposite. PSWW, this is another one, another OTC that, like, if you weren't nimble in this stock, I mean, dude. A beautiful W, edge of the W, looks like it's going to go to the moon. This is why this is when all the noobs were buying all the sheep and then buy. It's always the same story. I don't know why you people can't, like, recognize that yet. Not you people, but, like, most traders. Let me just make sure I didn't get scratchy because I got up. Yeah, looks good, actually. Is this working? Am I a technological genius? But, I mean, look, but the reason why I bring it up is, I mean, dude, this thing is so oversold, it's unreal. I don't know what the hell came out, probably an RS. But, I mean, let this be an example, dude, that, like, if you're up significantly and you start to see weakness, stop believing what you hear on the boards that you need to have diamond hands, because this is what happened to people with diamond hands. They get buried back into the earth. This is what happens on almost everything. But now, look, I'm bullish on it now because you're oversold. Your RSI is turning up. Your MACD is turning up. This will be the time to soak it up, wait for a bounce, exit. GFAI. Again, look at these big spikes. This is your third wave. 1, 2, 3. Elliott waves calls for 3 waves. If you were in this and you didn't sell, then look at you now. You're all the way back down. Now it looks like this is sitting right at this previous level of support. I would say at the end, let me circle this because at the end I'm going to give my top 3 picks for tomorrow. Now, of course, I'm not going to go over to okay, there it is. It's right in front of me. This one, now this is something that you can do actively when I'm going over these. Pick your 3 favorites. You know what I mean? Like, do the work. Stop just going on StockTwits and being like, this one's trending. GZIC. So look, you're down at this first level of support. Second level of support. So it's oversold. You're underneath this band pretty hard. Your technicals are like really oversold. I would wait for confirmation of a bounce, but I would say GFAI here is like at least a good candidate for a reversal. For sure. GZIC. Now you're seeing how my watch list, it's all red for these stocks. Now these are the ones that I picked from my red column that were probably the best look. Another one. You didn't sell, you got slammed. This is again the tail of the market. It's a problem. People that hold forever usually end up losing unless they're a lottery winner. So this thing ends up tanking, but now it's at a good spot. I mean, like, it's a very thin stock. Could it keep going down? Yeah. So that's why I'm saying keep it on your watch list because you start to get super oversold here. It becomes a buy candidate pretty quickly. You're just now it's just at a good buy spot. This is not a good buy spot. This is a good place to start watching. CGRA, another fine example. I bought it 3. Let this be a lesson. CGRA. This thing was at 3 cents. I bought it. I sold high 3s. Now that might not be life-changing. It was 30%, like I said. If I don't take my 30%, where does it go? Right back. Actually, I'd be down about 40%. So you notice how quickly that can happen. And I know that this happens to a lot of noobs. So the price goes up. You don't realize that the price that I didn't buy it too. That's where it ran from. It went from 2 to like 4.5 almost. That's 150 or 120% increase. I'm like, okay, it's up too high. Now, my percentage increase is only 30%, but that's enough. That's enough for me. I know that the whole stock in a whole, there's people that got in at 2 that were accumulating for quite some time here. They're ready to let go of their 100%. They've waited longer. They've made more I only had to wait a day to get my 30. They waited a month to get their 100. So they're going to start selling. It was on a news article that was due to come out. I knew that week it was going to come out, so I wanted to sell before the news. I sensed weakness, got out with my 30%, again would be down 40%. So you see how quickly that can happen. Now they're in a bag. It's an apparel company that was the acquisition. They obviously diluted to pay for the acquisition, which they're probably not even done doing yet. Apparel is not the best thing to be in. Obviously, it's probably the dumbest thing. If you get an apparel acquisition, nobody gives a shit. Clearly, the market told everybody that. I tried to scream this out. No, some people listened, some people didn't. They wanted to hold. Now they're either right back down to their average or they're red. Let this be an example. Do not just hold penny stocks thinking that you're going to be the next, millionaire. It does happen, but you're only going to hear about the people it happens to. You're not going to hear about the people that go broke from thinking that it's going to happen to them. AIMH. At a bottom, had a big run, strong pullback. Looks like it wants to go from here. I'm not saying that it's going to, but your MACD is fine. Your RSI is fine. Your volume is not there. There needs to be volume, but this thing is obviously a very thin stock. You get 1 day of volume. You could see easy 100% increase. I'm just saying that this seems to be at a bottom here, which it's always been the bottom. So if you're going to buy it, whatever, maybe they have something in the pipeline, maybe something's coming up that's going to push the price. Make sure to get in on the rumor and sell on the news every single time. Sometimes it's going to bite you in the ass, but most of the time it's not. It's going to make you money, and you're going to be able to take that to the bank, and it's not just going to be in the form of a paper gain. People brag about their paper gains all the time, and then before you know it, they're red and want to kill themselves. It is literally the truest story ever told. Now, this is DBMM. People keep wanting me to review this. Again, you got to sell the spikes here, folks. People get excited when it goes up. They don't sell, and then it's right back down to their average. You're not going to be able to time the market perfectly. If you got in here and you got out here, like even if you got in here and got out here, and then you got in here and then you got out here, and then you got in here and you got out here. You got in here, but then you got out here. You're not going to be able to catch the bottom and the top every time, but there's a lot of 30% to have in this chart. Now, if you would have bought on, let's say you bought on this spike and you still haven't sold, you're red, and it's been about 4 months. So you've held on to something that was supposed to go up, which everybody tells you it's going to go up, and you had an opportunity to get out for a gain. You had an opportunity to get out for a gain, but you didn't. Now you're still red 4 months later. So you just see that flippers will always win. I don't care what anybody says. Over time, a trader, a professional trader, that's why people sell stock. Unless you have $1 billion in your account and you want to bet on Coca-Cola because you're fucking Charlie Munger, fine. But you're not. You probably have a $20,000 or less account. Most new traders start with around that or less. You ain't going, okay, just unless you're buying a bottom and you're waiting months and months and months for it to run, but then you're still not going to sell it. So just get used to taking the 30%, bro, okay? Stop being a greedy bastard. That's what everybody is in this market. But either way, DBMM, I'm bullish here because it's what is this, a quadruple bottom? Doesn't look bad to me. Now, wait a second. No. Okay, that's good. Am I still... Oh, my God. I just get so nervous. Am I even on screen? Yeah, it looks like I am. I hope I am. What are we going to do here, folks? We're going to go RGBP, RGBP. Reverse split. And by the way, drink water all the time. People that drink soda that aren't chasing liquor or something are abysmal to me. Like, obvious, okay, yeah, soda tastes good, sure. Obviously, everybody likes soda. I have one friend that doesn't like soda, and he's probably, there's something wrong up there. We all like soda, but the amount of sugar, people don't realize because it's a liquid, you might as well just not have a diet. Like even if you're drinking diet soda or whatever, if you're not just drinking straight water, don't diet. There's no point. Even if you're eating chicken and vegetables every single day and you're drinking soda every single day, don't diet. Just drink water. It tastes good. What are you doing? It's the essence of life. But I know that's a little bit off topic. But either way, RGBP, look, you get this huge tank from the RS. I've always been bearish on this stock just because it's a cold stock. There's so many people in this that are just like, okay. And look at what happens to them. I mean, this thing has been, it's just, it is what it is. But you're oversold now. You're finding a bottom. Your MACD is way down. Your RSI is way down, all the way to 20. That's like one of the lower ones that I've ever seen. You have this is just a time, if you like to accumulate and go for a big bounce, this is a very good stock to do it. I am bullish on it at this point. I wasn't bullish on it at any point before now, but because of the reverse split, are they going to cancel it? Who knows? Maybe you get that little carrot that dangled that's going to make you 100%. Maybe they just come out with random news to push it before the reverse split. Maybe the reverse split is coming up, and maybe the day before, a couple days before it does go on a little bit of a run. Maybe it does get a little bit of relief for no reason. Whatever the case may be, if you're going to buy it, now is the time. VINO, another one that's absolutely destroyed. Now, this is the market today. I mean, the economy's in the shitter. Everybody thinks that everything's grand and good. And somebody even asked me the other day, they said, well, what about the fact that people are still consuming, people are still buying stuff? Well, one, the government botches every single number that they put out, so I wouldn't believe that either way. I think that a lot of people are trying to cut back, but they want to make you think that you got to keep up with the Joneses. They want to make you think that everybody's still buying, so you should too. They want to keep that sentiment. They don't want to make people think that everybody's broke, even though that when I go to the Rouse, my local supermarket that I used to go to, well, I usually would go to Whole Foods, but I'm trying to cut back myself, so now I go to one that's nice, but it's not like gross, but it's not like, normal people go there. It went from having really no security to having armed guards at every single, that's what I use my eyes. I don't listen to the government. I just go to my local supermarket and I use my brain, and my brain is connected to my eyes, and I use what goes into my eyes to go into my brain, and I filter it, and I make up my own, not even opinion. I just see what it is, and then I say it, and it's the truth. So the numbers are always botched anyway from the government. They're going to lie to you. Everything they say is a lie. It's unreal. But why was I even bringing that up? Oh, because the economy. It's just shot. People aren't consuming eggs at $10 for the shittiest type of egg. I used to buy $10 eggs. I'm kind of ranting here, but I used to buy $10 eggs, and it was like pasture raised, soy free, corn free. They were roaming the open plains of Mississippi. Okay, now for eggs that are mass produced and shit, they're $9 but $10. I'm not buying eggs anymore. Okay, most people are not doing that, so don't listen to the nonsense. This is the economy, right? This is 2020. This is 2021. This is 2022. This is 2023. We should be down here, okay? It's just a shit economy. It's a shit country. Whatever, it is what it is. Call me a cynical person. I'm just an honest person. This country's weird, dude. Everybody else is cool. But this is what you get. But now, again, I'm bullish on it because you're oversold on all your technicals. And looks like you're going to want to pop back up to this middle band eventually. It seems like it's starting to slow off the selling. So I think that this is a good time to buy. Not here. Not here. Now look at this gap down there. It just screwed people. But look, when you get a big run like this, that big in a day, and you see that your MACD is a huge green dildo to the moon, make sure you take some gains there, folks. Or don't buy it, at least. VPLM. I mean, you got your relief bounce. I hate to say it, guys, but you're coming back down here. I just wanted to, because a lot of people like this stock. whatever. I'm not even going to go over it then because I'm bearish on it. It's not going to like, but hopefully somebody watches this real quick clip and they're like, all right, why is he bearish? And then do your own, because I don't have time to talk about it. I'm not trying to help people that don't want to be helped. HLBZ. Now, this is another one, looks a lot like VINO, ready to pop off the bottom, in my opinion. I'm not going to spend too much time on it other than the fact that this is at a bottom, in my opinion. I do think that your technicals look good on it. You're not getting a lot of volume, but hopefully you do. Now, I think this is a bankrupt company, so I wouldn't be too secure. You could see this fake reverse, this fake reverse, but you might be oversold enough where you could actually get a reverse. And again, catch your 30% from the bottom and get out. XCPL, now this is when we start, I believe, into the ones that are green. Yes. So XCPL, this one is obviously was tanked over dilution. I remember the CEO tried to tell me that it wasn't. Biggest scammer of all time. Don't listen to a word he says, but you did get a lot of volume today. You went from 3 to 5, a good 66% return. I wouldn't buy. I'm sure he came out with news. The guy does put out news pretty frequently. Is this going to be an actual reversal, or is it just so low that it got some type of relief? On some type of news article, I'm not sure, but it's one to watch. And I think that you get some type of continued volume, or you get something that's pressing up in this range and not just this bullshit fluttering in between trips. You might be on for an extended run. PPCB, but he has ballooned the share structure so much that they might be looking at an eventual RS. So be careful of these things. PPCB. This one, now this one is what I'm talking about. Like, it's not just like dwindling in here. It's actually getting a very strong push, closing near the high of the day. Good volume. Now, you're not broken this trend really yet. You kind of have, but just be aware that your middle band is at trip 4. Right now, you're at trip 7. Maybe you get a little bit of a sell-off in the morning, people taking gains, and that's when you find entry. If it gaps up, don't chase it. Never chase anything, period. Don't get FOMO at the top. Make sure that if it gets a little bit of a sell-off in the morning, that's when you buy. But your MACD and your RSI look spectacular. This is one that I really like. AMIH. Now, this was one that I really liked yesterday. It's one that I circled today because it really did give me confirmation. Now, remember, I told you yesterday this was probably going to go up, and it did. It went up 34%, which is it's hitting this previous line of resistance. Now, if it breaks that, it could keep running. I really like the look of this chart. I think that this thing has a very good potential to go a lot higher. Now, my 30% call today would have been my point of exit. Now, I would have waited for this to break over the previous line of resistance right around 0.014 just to get a really strong, like if I get a little bit of choppiness here and then it starts to break above it, I'm back in. But you always want to lock in gains. I would just say that this was a good pick, and I think it's going to be a continued good pick. I think that you're going to get a continued push. I would just watch for a little bit more of confirmation. That's a circled, that's one of my circled stocks. GTCH. Nice 33% today, continued. Now, this thing might be going on a bullish run here, folks. You're breaking the downtrend. You're broken above this middle line, but you're coming to a line of previous resistance. So I wouldn't buy it right away. I would just wait. Don't always only buy on green days because you got FOMO and you want to get in. I would just wait to see how it tests this line of resistance. It might pull back a little bit, but this is a one to watch. Keep close watch because it's kind of slow and steady, but I would just wait for a pullback to get in. That's all I'm saying. But I'm saying this stock moving forward is one to keep on your watch list. Get in at a good solid dip and then get ready for a run. FOXO. This one looks good. This is one of my circled ones. Now, look, this is what I keep saying. I've been saying this for the past 20 stocks is when you see, look, they look a lot like this, right? Now, look, you get this reversal. This is a lot of stocks that I just showed you have the same idea. Now, this is a reversal candle that's an actual reversal candle because it's showing a lot of strength. You're closing at the high of the day. You're breaking out of a steep downtrend. You have a good reversal to 88 cents potentially, and right now you're at 69. Now, again, that might not seem like the world, but that's still a solid 20%. So you want to find these. You get in, you get out. You take your 20% on your 5 grand, whatever that is. That's $1,000. If you're making that in a day, you're in good shape. That's one of my top picks. I'll go over them at the end. BIEI. Now, I just want to touch base on this thing. It's really a shame what they did to stock shareholders in this. But you still, I mean, you're at a very low point here, okay? You're at a very low point. You might get this pop back to this gap fill even, but it's a failed merger. I think the company that was supposed to merge in came out and basically said we have nothing to do with this ticker, which that's obviously an issue. Just be aware that if they do get another merger candidate, I don't know if it's back to being a custodianship, but you still might want to start loading downhill here for that gap fill that might eventually happen. You never know. There could be another merger candidate that they start pumping. FAGI. FAGI. I mean, unreal. I'm never going to buy. I don't love this. My friend mentioned this to me. That's great, but it's way overbought. I'm just would never risk anything up 220%. Does that mean it can't gap and go tomorrow? Yeah, of course it can. It did close at the high of the day, but your RSI is real hot. Your MACD is extremely hot. People are going to take gains from this, or who knows? Maybe it is the beginning of the run. Zoom out on another chart. I don't have time to do this, but zoom out on another chart and see if over time, let's say on a 5-year chart, this still is just maybe at a different time frame, it looks a lot better. But I don't know. I just think there's a lot of other opportunities of things trading at bottom that I would have a much better shot at than this. Going off a gamble. But still, amazing day there for a lot of people, and it could definitely keep going. AWON. This one looks like it's breaking. Now, this was the downtrend. It broke above it. I would want to wait for a little bit of a pullback, maybe down to 0.004, whatever the case may be. It is an OTC stock, so it's a little bit of a gamble here. Your technicals are a little hot. This is, again, my friend tends to bring these things up to me, but they're at a high price. So I wait for a pullback, and they tend to keep going because the chart is very bullish, and there's usually something that's coming up causing that bullishness. So this is a good one to put on your watch list. Keep an eye for a pullback, buy the dip, and then sell the continuation. NVDA. I mean, this is a very, look, this is looking a lot like Tesla to me, just off the top of my head. You had the dip, you had this huge run. Now, this is a very strong stock in general. It's a microchip stock. It's obviously a very, very good company. Makes a lot of money in revenues. Is a pretty solid choice. Has been a solid choice for years. But if you're paying swings here, you might be pulling back down to this previous level of support or previous level of resistance. You might be coming all the way back down to this bottom, depending on how the economy goes moving forward. I do think that we're about to start a war. So, and the key word, we're about to start a war. We're the dictators, not anybody else. Don't let anybody tell you that bullshit. America has more propaganda than North Korea. Okay, so think about it that way. But you're just really overbought, a lot like Tesla on this one. I just wanted to bring it up because it was a hot stock, and maybe you reverse here, but don't think so. LUNR, another one that's getting a lot of eyes right now. No, just no. It's just so overbought, dude. Like, this is how people get bagged. They think that they get FOMO. They go to the boards. They see people throwing out these insane price predictions, bro. It's already ran. It's already those insane price predictions have already happened. Okay, this is what you look for. This small uptick, and then you get the big pop. I mean, I would have sold here anyway. These people got super lucky, and it just I mean, this is one of the most insane runs I've ever seen. It started out at $10. It went all the way to $120. I mean, not one of the most insane runs I've ever seen, but it's still, I mean, that's, again, if it's up 1,200% and you don't take gains on it, whatever, dude. LAZR. This is pretty bullish to me. I mean, you had this huge dip again, like a lot of these stocks, they get this huge sell-off, and then look at the amount of reversal, just straight greenage. This is probably a better company than a lot of OTCs, though. So, obviously it has a better potential to do something like this. Now, you did have the pullback. They made it look really ugly here, and then they just straight sent it on you. I really do like the volume. I do like the technicals. They're pretty much flatlined, so it's not like they're overbought or anything. You did close above this middle Bollinger Band. You just want to make sure that maybe get back on a pullback to the Bollinger Band, whatever you want to do, but it is bullish to me. I do like the look of this stock. HLGN. Seems to be bottomed here. I called this one yesterday. It did get a little bit more of a sell-off today, and then it looks like it wants to reverse. Wants to go back to this middle orange band, in my opinion. Your technicals are not oversold. They're not overbought. I mean, they are oversold. They're not overbought. So this one looks really good to me. I might even circle this one. Yeah, I will. So those are going to be my top 4. What did GDVM do? Now, I called this one a 10. It's just you're gonna get a little bit of a red, but be wary here. It has been going up consistently. Your volume's pretty low, your technicals are pretty high. You are over this previous line of resistance. It's bullish, it's bearish. I can't really tell you. My call was 10. Again, you get your 30% and you exit on this page, or you don't and you learn. CLNV. Looks like it's wanting to stop it wants to stop here, but I think it's going to get enough. You had a good day of bullish consolidation today. I do think it keeps going. I'm not going to put this on my top picks, but you get continued volume above this price, you're in good shape. You just need some type of consolidation on such a big move. MULN. Good call on somebody who I think it was John Powell that told me about this one today. You have a very good look here. You're at a very low point here. When it tends to go on these low points, it tends to run. When it tends to go on these low points, it tends to run. Boom, boom. You're at another one of those points. This is the time to buy. Not here. I like this, and I like it a lot. I'm even going to circle it. It's got a lot. MULN always has a lot of eyes on it. They're going to pump it to dilute it. AMC, final one, last and pretty much least. I'm just joking. I just always find AMC holders funny because they thought it was going to short squeeze to $220. But again, this is always a tradable stock. You have a lot of people that like it. So, you're at a bottom like this, you buy it, you sell it. You're at a bottom like this, or you're at the middle Bollinger Band, you buy it, you sell it. You're all the way down here on this complete tankage, you buy it, you sell it. It goes, there's 30% to be had in every stock. You just have to remember that when you're up 30% to actually sell the stock. If you don't, you're only in paper gains. So AMC is a great tradable stock, a lot of eyes. It's obviously a company that's still around. I'm not saying that it's going to be around in 100 years, but is it going to go into bankruptcy tomorrow? Maybe not. I live in LA, in Hollywood, or near Hollywood, where I could see where movies have gone. I'm not going to say that it's like, got the strongest future. People can just order the damn thing on their home screen, which people don't even go out anymore. And plus, $20 for a fucking ticket, and then you got to pay $100 for popcorn. I mean, it's not. I'll go sometimes, and it's still a fun experience, but it's just getting a little bit too expensive and a little bit too ridiculous when I could just watch it at home and pay $2.99. All right, guys. Well, that was a really long one for me. As you can see, my energy drops towards the end of the video because I'm telling you, my hormone levels are very low. It's very hard to even get up and do one of these videos. Just setting everything up is just like annoying. And I'm not a technical genius, so... Well, I am, but, I'm a humble guy, so it's just a lot for me, a lot of brain power, but I'm just making excuses. I'm just letting letting off some steam. These things are tough, so make sure you subscribe. Again, I'm going to try and get a Patreon up, but, I need to sleep. I need to eat something. I'm just being a bitch. I'm just being a bitch. Again, you do things that you don't want to do, consistent basis. You'll end up being successful eventually. It's just that most people aren't willing to do that. So until tomorrow, set up your watch list. Make sure that you have it organized and you know what you're looking at. Go through every single night. You want to be diligent. You go through everything, every single stock. You circle 4. That's the last thing I wanted to talk about. Ow, 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 ow. My top picks of today, I'm going to start doing this consistently in every video, are GFAI for a bounce, AMIH on a watch it at previous resistance. If it breaks it, it's one of my favorite looking charts I've seen in a very long time. And FOXO, a bottom bouncer that you could easily catch 30%. HLGN, a bottom reversal candle, could come back to the middle orange Bollinger Band, easy 30%. And MULN, they're going to pump it to dilute it. That's what they're known for. And since it's such a cult-like stock that a lot of people believe in, it's good to go. So those are your top 4: GFAI, FOXO, AMIH, and HLGN. I'm out. Bye. See ya later. Goodbye. See ya. Bye. I'm senile.